Mortar is made from sand, cement, hydrated lime, and water. The lime ingredient is used to add flexibility and strength to the bond of the mortar. The sand is used to add volume and to reduce the shrinkage that occurs when the mortar dries. The water allows the mortar to be workable. It also activates the hydration process, which causes the mortar to harden or set. Masonry mortar's primary functions are to bind the block or brick units together in a stable structure and to provide a neat and uniform appearance. Getting the first batches of mud ready can be very hectic when the masons are waiting for you before they can start. This means that how you set up the mixing area is important to being efficient and productive. Having the mixer, sand, cement, lime if required, water, and any other tool needed, all within a few steps of each other, can save you a lot of time and grief. Ample space will be needed for storing the tools, materials, and equipment used for mixing mortar. It is important to keep the stored mixing materials, such as cement and lime, as dry as possible. Try to keep all of the material on pallets. This will prevent the cement and lime from getting wet and will also allow a forklift to move everything easily if the mixer location is changed. There are two common types of power mixers: barrel mixers and paddle mixers. These mixers come in gas and electric versions. Usually, paddle mixers are used for mixing mortar. A manual feed mixer must be kept in good working order. This means you must check the oil daily, grease the fittings frequently, and clean or replace the air filters on a regular basis. Always have a supply of fresh, clean gasoline at hand. The mixer should be set up as level as possible. Often, it is necessary to set a mixer up on blocks to raise it high enough to permit dumping into a mortar box or wheelbarrow. Proportions are the secret to making a high-quality mortar mix. This means every time you put materials into the mixer, you have to measure them. If a shovel is your unit of measurement, use the same size shovelful every time. Remember, before you begin mixing, check job specifications for the kind of mortar mix needed for the project. With the mixer running, add about 3/4 of the water that will be needed. The amount of water required is not an absolute. It has to do with the dampness of the sand. If an uncovered sand pile has been rained on, you will need to add much less water than you would for a sand pile that is baked in the hot sun for a week. This is something the mortar mixer must learn from experience. After starting with 3/4 of the water, add half the sand and all the cement required. If making lime mortar, the lime should be added next. At this point, the mix may be getting too dry. If so, add water in small amounts. Once you're satisfied with the consistency of the mortar, allow it to mix for about 5 minutes. This will ensure a thoroughly mixed batch. Although most job specifications discourage hand mixing, on smaller jobs it may be allowed after approval of a specific mixing plan. If mortar is mixed by hand, the sand should be spread in the mortar box or wheelbarrow first, and then the cement. And lime, if used, should be spread uniformly over the sand. Mortar admixtures are materials added to a mortar mix in small amounts to achieve a particular result. It is extremely important that the admixture does not harm important properties of the mortar, such as bond, or cause corrosion of reinforcing steel. Admixtures should only be used when they are specified and are necessary, like during hot or cold weather. Accelerators speed up cement hydration and, as a result, will shorten setting times by 30 to 48% and increase the 24-hour strength by 150% or more. Accelerators are used in cold weather construction to speed up the setting time of mortar. They are usually added to the mixing water. Accelerator products include calcium chloride and calcium nitrate. Retarders are used to slow the fast setting of mortar in hot weather. Retarders extend the board life of fresh mortar for as long as 4 to 5 hours. Retarders can be added to the water or directly to the mix. You should never add more than the manufacturer recommends, because the mortar may not set. Cleanup and shutdown of the mortar mixer is done when there is no more need for mortar. When cleaning a paddle or barrel mixer, spray down the outside and inside of the mixer. Place about 5 gallons of water in the barrel of the mixer and allow the barrel to spin. Sand or gravel may be added to the barrel to help loosen the mortar or grout on the sides of the barrel. After several minutes of spinning, dump the mixer out and rinse out the barrel with a hose or flush it with a couple of buckets of water. Leave the mixer in the down position for the night. With water and a good scrub brush, clean all the tools and equipment used for hand mixing as well. After cleaning, store the tools as instructed by your supervisor. Make sure you cover the remaining mortar or grout bags for the night to keep them dry. When working with mortar, always wear your PPE. And practice good personal hygiene, like washing your hands regularly when working with mortar mixing ingredients such as cement and lime. Mixing mortar, like so many other construction jobs, is a skill that takes practice to develop. If you take your time and follow the recommended procedures, in a little while, the job will become second nature.